Air Show, Asia's biggest for aviation's finest. Trade days, 2nd to 5th February. Public days, 6th to 7th February 2010.
Let's turn now to the opening calls here in Europe.
We are seeing support here in the Asian market.
Capital Connection, the bridge between Asia and Europe.
It has been a pretty interesting day of trading here in Australia.
A whole lot of catch up to do for our market.
Live from 3 continents.
A total of $16 billion in market value was lost. Sentiment very cautious here in the Asian trade.
Rather flat opening for the French market.
It's all about the mark of 3,600 points out there.
Capital Connection, keeping you ahead of the game. Weekdays at 1.
Well, you've heard of online banking. How about mobile banking? It's a trend that's gained a lot of traction, especially in emerging markets where consumers use their phones to top up their prepaid mobile cards, pay bills and transfer money. Well, Justin Ho is the CEO of Utiba Mobility. Utiba is a leading player in this field, providing mobile transaction and payment solutions. Now, one of its leading clients is Globe Telecom in the Philippines, where it has worked on Globe's GCash service. Now, Justin joins us now live from Singapore. Justin, great to have you with us today. I know, like we were talking about in the break, it's much more than mobile banking. It's certainly more mobile payments, also mobile commerce. I wanted to ask you, though, about the mobile banking side of the equation. We're seeing from analysts that emerging markets, as I just mentioned, the uptake for mobile banking is certainly quite significant, but the phone really struggling to compete in the developed markets against, I guess, the other existing payment methods that there are out there.
Yes, I'd agree with that. I think the real opportunity is still in the emerging markets. If you look at the developed markets, there are many existing payment instruments already, so it's really about convenience in the developed markets. But in the emerging markets, for example, countries like the Philippines, where 74% of people do not have access to financial services, and they don't have access to bank branches, they don't have internet. So really the opportunity there is to use the mobile as the third screen and provide financial services to the bottom of the pyramid.
I guess there are certain risks with this, Justin, although there is certainly a lot of growth from what I can see. And one of these main challenges has to be coming from the regulatory side of the equation.
Absolutely, but you are seeing governments around the world, whether it be Pakistan, India, Malaysia, the Philippines, many African countries, South American countries, who are liberalizing and opening up mobile money licenses to multiple players. So this is moving away from just a banking domain to other people in the ecosystem, such as mobile operators, who have deeper reach into the bottom of the pyramid.
Is this where the growth is then, Justin, going forward? I mean, you're broadening this out from mobile banking to mobile payments to mobile commerce more broadly? Absolutely.
It's going much deeper to access people who don't have financial services. So, as an example, in India, there's only 77,000 bank branches across the whole of India. That's 1 per every 15,000. So, Ariel, I wouldn't like to be in that bank branch when there's 15,000 people in that bank branch. So that really the cost, it's about getting the cost of access down and the cost of distribution of these financial services. And the mobile phone really provides that platform.
Justin, how are the banks accepting this work? I mean, you'd have thought that banks would be a little bit jealous, if that's the right word, of the telcos edging into their space.
I think it's an area that the banks need to be aware of. They need to be involved in how this ecosystem develops. Because it really is part of their turf, and albeit that the banks have tended to focus on the higher end clients, they need to work out how to access the lower segments of the market, especially as they increase in their affluence.
Justin, just how fast is technology keeping